We are at Gardenville and we're at the beginning of May, and it's been a very dry spell where I thought after last night's rain that we would be fine with the plants, be no problem, but actually we've come out here to the planting area and it's like a rock.
It's extremely dry. I mean, literally what rain we must have had last night, though it sounded a lot, it's only really laid the dust on the surface.
Right.
It's been dry for weeks and we're going to need quite a lot of rain to really get down there.
So you know, in Ireland we're not used to that sort of real dryness, while in other countries, if you're watching us from another country, this is probably a common problem for you.
Now what we're going to find is these pots, we're going to plant these few beans here in the raised bed. These pots are nice and wet.
Now I hope, by the way, you're quite proud of me, Susan.
I think you've done very well.
I must show these, yes. What did I plant again? These are broad beans. Okay. I'm delighted with them though, and I was worried they were getting too tall.
No, we'll plant them in a line here.
Okay.
What we do when the pots are well soaked, what we do when they're in is we'll water them in well. Now when you're watering, if you planted seeds and things, it's fine to sprinkle them with water.
Yeah.
It's better in a way then when you're watering later to do it direct to the base of the plant and to give them a good soaking at intervals, as opposed to coming out and sprinkling them every day.
Okay, so
you want to encourage their roots to go down to look for water, especially important with root vegetables.
Okay, so just explain that now to me. Sorry, you see the way that's so dry there now?
It's so dry.
It's just unbelievable.
No, it is unbelievable. It's really dry right down there.
Right, so what are you saying to me then? That this should be absolutely saturated?
That is absolutely saturated.
Which it is. We've soaked it in the bucket and it's all ready.
So in he goes.
And do you need to spread the roots or anything?
No, he hasn't been in there all that long.
Okay.
Yes, hello Molly.
Hello Molly.
Yes, now.
No Molly, out of there. Good girl.
Right, now you get the can, take the rose off and give them a good soaking round the base.
So that's, yes, okay, instead of wetting the soil.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
I'm going to water them in well. And I'm actually sort of pausing to let the water go down, because you can see how it just sits on the surface. Right. If you've got a very light sandy soil, which water is going to drain through quickly, that's when you need to get loads of organic matter into it, like manure and things, because it helps to hold the water and release it slowly to the plants.
Okay.
Whereas a heavy clay soil...
Is that a heavy clay soil?
No, it's fairly fine and breaks up easily, so that's lighter. You need to get a fair amount of organic matter into that.
Do I need to give that organic matter now?
Yeah, I mean, it can be mulched and things over the winter and let the worms and things take it down.
Oh, right, okay. But it's okay for growing the beans now at the moment?
It's okay for growing the beans now at the moment, it's fine.
Right, okay. So
now, also you'll find with a heavy clay soil, when it dries out, it looks sort of baked on the surface. Right. But yet it may be moist underneath.
Yeah, okay.
And the trick is to hoe the ground so you break up the surface.
Yes.
Because the solid ground, otherwise it soaks up water and sort of by capillary action and releases it in, it evaporates.
Right.
Whereas if you hoe it, apparently that prevents this evaporation, so it retains more moisture.
Okay.
And the trick is to water things really well at spaced intervals, as opposed to coming out every night and just going sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.
Oh, why is that?
Well, it lets the water soak right down, and the plants have to go and look for the water then, as opposed to their roots all being on the surface, where they say, oh look, we're just going to get some more tomorrow.
And you get better food out of letting the roots.
They get a better grip, they grow better, and especially
very
with things like root vegetables, turnips, carrots, parsnips, you want to encourage those roots to go down.
How interesting is that?
And the other thing you can do with something like courgettes or with your tomatoes or something is you cut the bottom off a plastic bottle.
Oh yeah.
And you sink that in the soil so that the neck of the bottle is down near the roots.
We've actually done filming on that.
I think
and we might redo it again this year because it's been so dry.
We'll be doing that when we're planting out our courgettes a bit later on. It's early still.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the rest of these in.
Now how far apart, Susan, are you going to put these?
I'm going to put them about a foot apart. I think the ones we did in the allotment are about 9 inches. But the 3 will fit nicely across here.
And how tall will these, look how dry that is, unbelievable.
I'm not sure which variety you planted, but they can be anything from 2 feet to 3.5, even 4 feet in some varieties.
But they'll get strong enough to be able to support themselves, will they?
We'll probably put a cane either end with string.
Oh right, okay.
Just to hold them up.
Now, or will we do it?
Oh no, let them grow a bit first. There's no need to do it now.
This is great to see these going in now.
Well, I'm expecting an invitation to dinner now when these are ready.
Susan, I'm intrigued now how long it takes the water to go down there.
This is because this soil is quite packed tight and very dry.
Yeah, okay.
So
but I'm not to panic then, just leave that for a couple of days and then come out again.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So it'll search for its own roots.
It'll have enough, the roots will be heading out of the pot bowl and into the...
Okay. Now, what's that thing crawling on it?
Where?
There. It's your eyesight.
Oh, it's only a little fly.
Oh, he won't eat it. He won't be one of these monsters in the garden.
Don't panic. No.
I'm delighted with that.
I haven't got my glasses on, but he's perfectly benign, I think.
He's not the beastie.
No, I wouldn't worry about him.
Molly, off you go. I mean, the soil is so dry that it's actually cracking here as we stand in between.
Yeah, that's a sort of heavy, dry soil.
Amazing.
But then it has been terrifically dry.
And it's been dry all winter. I mean, it hasn't, since January it's been dry.
It's been very dry.
Yeah. And that's it, Susan.
That's it.
So we'll come back to this where we will put the canes and the rope and everything to show you what to do when they get to a certain height.
When they get to a height when they need a bit to hold them up.
So follow us on the next clip where we will be doing that, and of course where we'll be picking them, and even further down the road, if Molly just doesn't eat them all, we will have recipes for you at gardenville.tv, or if you have a good recipe you'd like to tell us about, come get in contact with us, send us an email. A lot of people are contacting us now, telling us what they would do with whatever we pull in the garden, how you cook it.